Welcome back to Viking Football with Bruce Barnum. It's that time of year. The air is getting cool, and the Vikings are about to begin Big Sky Conference play. They travel this week to Idaho State. It is a 3 p.m. Mountain Time, 2 p.m. Pacific Time kickoff. You can watch the game on Pluto TV. You can hear the game, a live audio stream at govikes.com. Just click on the schedule there, and you can hear the game. Coach, a month of playing games against teams above us, teams below us. We're really going to find out about the Vikings this week. It's got to be real exciting in practice this week as Big Sky Conference play begins.
It is, and now it all evens out. All of us Big Sky teams have played, money games, some of us, and up, down, all around, and merry-go-round's over. Now it's, who's coming to the show. It's a conference with a lot of parity. Anybody can win on college football Saturday, so you better have it together.
All right. Maybe tough to evaluate the Vikings so far. They are 2-2, probably where most people thought they would be. But, Coach, tell me what you've learned about your team in the first 4 weeks.
My defense is pretty good. If they dial you up, look out. They're playing fast. Need to add turnovers, a few more turnovers to that. Offensively, we're getting some guys back this week, so we'll be curious to see how that comes together. I like the last 2 weeks as far as a turnover battle, but the offense is capable, I'll say that. Special teams, I have a punter and a kicker who had to put up against anybody. My punter, kicked it 180 yards last game, and my kicker, everybody knows nut. So, we're going in. We'll see what happens. We're ready for conference play.
Viking defense has held 9 of the last 13 opponents to 20 points or less, and that'll be important this week. An Idaho State team that's got some really talented skill position players, a couple wide receivers, Michael Dean, Mitch Geller, a running back, Ty Flanagan, all guys who can make big plays, but they have new quarterbacks in the system this year, so they're still trying to find themselves a little bit, and probably that's going to be something you're going to focus on this Saturday.
It is. They're playing well, and those 2 wide receivers could play on any team in the Big Sky, but same thing. I think both defenses, honestly, have improved. After last year's scoring fiasco on both sides, I'm curious how it's going to go. You have to cover those 2 kids, stop their run game, and be able to take advantage when you get field position on the mighty Bengals. Holt Arena is a different place to play. Between the hanging goalposts and orange seats and hobo spiders, we've got to have them ready to go.
All right. Last year's game, an offensive shootout, Idaho State winning that one 48-45, even though the Vikings had the football at the end trying to score a thriller. The Vikings came out on the wrong end of that one, but it's been different since that time. You mentioned it. The defense is much better. Idaho State's defense has shown well the last couple weeks against some pretty talented teams. What are your challenges going into the game against them?
Well, they've gotten faster on defense just like we did in the back end. They go with the 3 pluggers up front and everybody else running the ball. And, Roger Cooper, you're getting old when I remember coaching when Roger Cooper was lighting it up at Montana State. So, now you're going against him. So he's doing good things. I like how they've recruited on the defensive side of the football. On the other side, like we talked about, they like to get the ball to those 2 wide receivers. And the Geller kid, thank God his brother's gone. Because that matchup whooped the Vikes last couple of years, but it's going to be a fun game. It's Big Sky football, and anytime we go up against this team, it seems to be a fight.
All right, and the Vikings coming off a win over Eastern Oregon, 59-9, probably an expected win, but maybe the most complete all-around game, though, you've seen from your team. Pretty good performances all around the football, and I'm going to single out one guy who seems to really show a lot of poise. He had a lot more time this week, and that was Davis Alexander. 421 yards total offense, so he really got that offense going, something you were hoping to see.
It was, give Davis time, he's dangerous. But, you say we did what we were supposed to do. That's good. That's good when you face a team from a lower division and you can do that. I've seen those go awry. I've seen some bad situations where you don't get done what you want. I like how we came out of that, still making some switches up front, making sure that we have the right 11 out there when we show up in the mighty Holt Arena. But you got to be happy with what Davis is doing. He's a field general. He takes control. He knows what we want done on offense. So give him a little protection. Who knows what that kid can do.
All right. I'm going to change things up a little bit on Coach. He spent 9 years in Pocatello, 9 seasons. Did you realize that now your longest 10 years of football coach has been right here in Portland, at Portland State? Now this is your 10th year. How does it feel to go back to Pocatello? You probably maybe want to get a win there as much as anywhere you coach against.
Yeah, I mean, it's bingo week. We talked about that. It means a lot. There's some guys here. Witt took off to Texas State, but Evan Mazaki had a cup of coffee over there trying to play, and I'm familiar with him. My kids were born in that town. I had no idea that I outdid at 10 versus 9, but I'm still close friends there. Mike and Carl Stroud, and there's a couple people that helped raise my kids, along with my wife, and they were raised by the village. But it's fun to go back. A lot of people that I know, because that's what's special about Pocatello is the people. That's what kept us there for so long. So, but it's College Football Saturday. So Tom Jewell, I need to keep the Fat Club, their football alumni team, out in the parking lot. I don't need their noise inside, and see if we can get after Coach Fennessy.
All right, you got a dining recommendation for me on Friday night?
There's all kinds of them. Go down the Clevis's place, the sports page, I think it's called.
I've been there. Although generally it's the Sandpiper.
Yeah, well, Sandpiper's right across from where we're staying, so that's the atmosphere, and their steak is thicker than Clevis's. I think we're getting our post-game meal from Mama Inez, a Mexican joint there in town. But there's like I said, a good place to eat. They don't have the food carts we have, but those restaurants were highlights when we were there, and again, it'll be fun. Our team's excited, and I know you're excited. You love conference play, so ready to go.
All right, a Pocatello travel log from Coach Barnum. All right, let's get down to it. What's it going to take for the Vikings to get a win? You mentioned those excellent wide receivers they got. I have to believe you have to have good defensive back play. Probably have to have that efficient offensive play. What do you see the Vikings needing to do to get a win?
Well, don't let them score. I remember the Guller kid catching a 3rd and 20 from the -1 yard line one year when we were there for a touchdown. Don't eliminate the big plays from their offense. When we get field position, take advantage of it, and win the turnover battle. I think if we can do those things, we got a shot in Pocatello.
All right, there it is. The Vikings playing at Idaho State this Saturday. Once again, it's 2 p.m. Pacific time. You can watch it on Pluto TV, the Idaho State feed, or you can listen to the Portland State broadcast, a live stream. Just go to GoVikes.com, click on the football schedule page. You'll find the audio right there. For all your information on Vikings football, go to GoVikes.com.